We are Cactus Wrestling. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Welcome back to Cactus Wrestling. It's the end of the season. That means we are ramping up for the postseason. And I got to be honest, I think this last weekend of college wrestling may have been the craziest of the season with the amount of upsets that happened. There were some major duels. There's the flu season. Injuries. This weekend had it all.
The flu is unbeaten this year. I don't think anyone's except Aaron Brooks beat the flu that one time.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. The one and only conqueror of the flu.
Hodge flu.
Well, I mean, now he is definitely the front runner for the Hodge.
Yeah.
So let's start off. Probably the biggest topic on everyone's mind is Carter Starocci. He did something to his knee. He got the tech fall over Edinburgh, and then he had to be walked off by Kale. And
Yeah, I
let
watched
the
the
rumor
clip.
mill begin, because not the time that you want this to ever have. I mean, you don't want anyone to get hurt ever.
Yeah.
Especially not now, though.
Yeah, I mean, he was limping. Like it was a funky position. His knee definitely got torqued in a weird way. And it's not like the guy was trying to do anything. He was trying to roll through to stop the position or, improve his position. So it wasn't like that what's his face? Baylor. But
Yeah.
so yeah, it was just like kind of an unfortunate thing there that happened. And I don't know how serious it is. I mean, it was serious enough where he was definitely gimping afterwards, but I don't know if he's walking it off or if it's something that could affect him being in the postseason. Maybe this is Barraclaw's time to shine.
I think that Carter's going to be fine in a few ways, I think. For one, we're not going to know anything until we know something, which, as stupid as it sounds, Penn State is famous for being like, oh yeah, we're just not going to talk to the media about this. Kale's only
Injury.
Yeah, Kale's only comment was that he said two things. He goes, well, Carter's a quick healer, and he won the national championship 2 years ago with a broken hand, which we didn't even know until months afterward when they just let it slip. That being said, I think Carter's done enough that he can get an at-large bid at Big Tens. I think he's just going to probably, my guess, why win a Big Ten title? He's going to weigh in for Big Tens, take the injury default.
That's gonna screw the seedings. Could you imagine that you get Carter freaking
And it's gonna put an end to his win streak.
Yeah, he's gonna take two losses technically. He's gonna have the injury default and the medical forfeit. But there's no way he doesn't get an at-large. I mean, that would be insane if they're like, yeah, we're not giving him an at-large bid.
No, he'll get the at-large. He'll probably do the thing where he weighs in, they wrestle 1 second, and then injury forfeits out, gets the loss, goes 0-2, and then seeding wise for NCAA's,
he's probably top. I would say still maybe a 4 seed.
Well, a 4 seed would be the same side of the bracket he would have been on.
That's what I mean. I don't see
that also would kind of screw the 1 seed, which would have been the 2 seed had Carter been the 1 seed.
Yeah, so he would probably see
Mekhi Lewis.
Mekhi, yeah.
That kind of screws Mekhi.
Yeah.
I'm not so worried about the seed now. I'm just worried, like, can this dude wrestle and win matches?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
With the seed, I think he's going to wrestle. Like, as much as we want to speculate that Bear Claw would be the fill-in, unless it's that bad that Carter.
Yeah, like I mean,
walk.
I've seen that like be a torn ligament before, like torquing the knee like that. So it could be he tore something, or it could just be it hurt in the moment and he'll be fine in no time.
Here's where I bring up some Iowa history though. Spencer Lee won it with no ACLs. Yanni, remember he tore his ACL, won a national championship. Jaden Ironman, who was not the same wrestler at all as Carter, was wrestling last year with a torn ACL, or 2 years ago, I think.
Oh yeah, the year he did an All-American.
Yeah,
Nolf too.
Nolf had the same situation where he got injured right before Big Tens, injury defaulted out of Big Tens, wins a national championship. I think that he's like, look, it sucks. We're going to do the quick rehab. We're going to get me as ready as I can be. And I think that he's good enough that he could still win wrestling not at his full capacity.
I mean, it definitely would make things like where you might think he could get beat by a guy that normally wouldn't even be in the conversation.
Well, we were joking too because he hadn't looked great against his last few matches, and I was joking with you guys. I was like, man, that stingy 11-match schedule really caught up to him at this point. But I think it's really just going to be a feel. Like for me, his reaction reminded me a lot of Bryce Andonian against Meyer Shapiro this year, and Andonian hasn't wrestled since, and that was early January. So if that's any indication, what if Carter doesn't wrestle at Big Tens? That's 2 weeks recovery, and then another 2 weeks. So maybe 3.5 weeks. That's enough time to maybe get him there. He doesn't necessarily have to be 100%. No, not many people are 100% in March for the Nationals, but is it going to be enough in which he can win?
I think what we see, Carter's going to say, hey, I'm going to sit out this year because I have one more year of eligibility.
He's going to be, Terrell, win that national title like I said he could.
You go out there, Bear Claw, and you get this done.
He already did his senior day festivities, though. You can't do that twice.
I mean,
you definitely
there's some guys on Michigan that have done it like 3 times.
I don't know. But hey, you know who wasn't part of the senior day festivities? Bo Bartlett.
Bo Bartlett. Yeah, I think that he's been on the fence in his interviews. He talks about, am I going to come back? Am I not going to come back? I guess this is a step in one direction for him, the coaching staff, and the fans.
And the band.
I totally thought you guys were going to say Nelson Brands.
Yeah. Nelson Brands. Yeah, Nelson Brands wants the rematch with Carter.
He didn't participate in his.
Nelson Brands too.
And he wants the rematch with Carter.
Imagine that 25.
Match we never knew we needed.
25-year-olds going at it. Super senior year. So hopefully we see Carter have a healthy and speedy recovery. Definitely unfortunate to see something happen to anyone in the sport, let alone someone who's going for their 4th national title. So that happened. And how about Iowa, Okie State? This one, I mean, we predicted Iowa to win, but not
like this.
Not like this.
Yeah, we didn't think it was going to just be a,
Yeah, one of those. Hey, if Iowa wrestles like this at Big Tens, do you think that with Carter going 0-2, wait a second.
Oh, Big Tens, yeah.
No. Could Iowa make a run at a Big Ten championship?
No.
I mean, even Michigan there too, and Nebraska. Like, I mean, that's
a lot of key points that Carter's going to be giving up for.
That's 0 points where they normally would have a ton of points,
like 20 points there. I guess the question is, do I respect Iowa enough?
You don't.
As an Iowa hater,
He's laughing. Yeah. He's like, "What?"
As a well-known Iowa hater, I don't think it's going to be enough.
I think Michigan squeaks it out.
No, what are you kidding me?
No.
Maybe Nebraska gets it done.
Maybe Nebraska. Yeah.
I think this is Purdue's year.
What?
I think this is Purdue's year.
Oh, Purdue's.
Hey, don't sleep on Indiana.
Joey Blaze.
Let's see.
Brayton Lee, he's still undefeated.
I know.
I think. Okay, let's see. Going through.
Carter's going to get 0 points for Penn State at 74. Braden Davis is preceded as like the 6th seed, probably. I know they haven't come out yet, but 5 or 6.
I hadn't seen the pre-seeds.
No, they
yeah.
Nagao hasn't looked great. He's be a 5th or 6th place.
But he did. I mean, and one guy this was a commenter that said, Nagao turned it on for postseason last year. That's how he made his name, was postseason last year.
That was the fight to wrestle and beat RBY. That drive is no longer there.
Yeah.
He's become RBY.
I think so. Penn State should place higher at 33, 41, 57, 65, 84, 97, and 285. 7 weights. It's going to be tough to put,
Do you think we see Gabe Arnold and Ben Keeter because they both wrestled against
Oh, if Carter's out, what if they put Gabe Arnold in at 74?
Yeah.
I don't think they are though, because Kennedy's held down the fort there. He's what? He's like ranked top 10.
Yeah, he's ranked top 10, yeah. And
you can't have Kennedy go 80.
Gabe just lost.
He's ranked 5th now, actually.
Is he's up to 5?
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
All right, good for him.
Hey,
it's great.
But
yeah, Gabe Arnold with the loss didn't beat Plot.
I mean, that guy's number 2 in the country. You can't expect a freshman,
You
go out a weight class higher than his normal weight class.
Bump up and knock off the number 2 guy in the country.
The fact that he kept it so close is still pretty impressive.
Yeah, 5-1. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Do we see I feel like at this point.
Yeah, but wouldn't Iowa then have to put them forward for nationals?
Yeah, but I mean, hey, Keeter's probably, you've even said it, Mike, like his primary focus is probably NFL, right? Like he's playing football.
This might be their only shot.
Yeah, they're probably not expecting 4 years in a wrestling lineup out of this guy if he has those aspirations. So why not put him in right now, especially after he just beat Connor Doucette, who's ranked number 10, number 11 at heavyweight?
Yeah, he's 11th.
Yeah, he beat him pretty handily. I mean,
5-1, yeah, solid.
You put him in there, he could probably take a top 5 finish.
I wouldn't know about top 5, but definitely I could see him top 8. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about All-American. I was like, I could see him top 8 All-American.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know about that.
Definitely top 5. I feel at Big Tens.
I still think the gap between Penn State and everyone else for nationals is too big.
Yeah.
But with Carter probably taking a dive at Big Tens, I feel like this is the opportunity for some team to be like, all right, let's go for this.
A team that maybe doesn't have as many hammers, but it's going to wrestle back really well.
Yeah.
That's kind of like I'm thinking like SWCs.
Exactly like that.
It's the same comparison. Big Tens, SWCs, it's what everyone says.
Yeah, especially Eamon.
Hey, Eamon was a champion of SWCs.
That's not the only championship he had.
He also won M's.
Yep.
And the hearts of many.
Yeah. People's champion.
Guilty right here.
Could Iowa get it done at Big Tens? I want to say no. I don't think math. I think that the math.
Yeah, I feel like Nebraska would be a better contender than.
I don't think the math works out in their favor, even with Carter not there. I just think the math doesn't work out in their favor. I think it's going to be a lot closer if Carter doesn't wrestle. I mean, that's like I said. I think that's a 20 potentially.
Yeah, that's going from getting guaranteed points to 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think at Big Tens. If Iowa pulls the trigger on Gabe Arnold at 84 and Keeter at heavyweight, and Carter does the forfeit to rest the knee up, is Penn State winning Big Tens this year? I think it's a lot closer than you might originally
They probably
think.
still do win, though.
Well, maybe. Let us know in the comments down below, because it could be very interesting.
It could be.
For Iowa versus Okie State, I love that now you can have a 7-point move and you could be like winner in overtime 8-1.
Oh, like yeah, Ayala.
Oh, yeah, one and over.
Ayala versus Spratley. And I'm like, 8-1, dominating. And I'm like, overtime. Okay, what happened here?
Yeah, that was one of Okie State's better wrestled matches. Ayala really didn't do much. He got the takedown to Bex in overtime.
Yeah.
But for the majority of the match, it was Iowa, pushing the pace. Dayton Fooks looked absolutely gassed at the end of his match.
And Teskey has not been compiling an impressive season where you'd think a guy of Dayton Fooks' caliber isn't going to bonus him. Like,
No, like, this is the guy who wants to be on the Olympic team, right? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, that's his aspirations. Yeah,
mm,
and he can't even get bonus on Brody Teske.
I don't know. I said this before, and a lot of times I'm joking around when I'm like, oh, Dayton Fix is washed. I just think there's a lot of mileage on his body at this point, being in college for so long. I think he's regressing. And, when everyone talked about, oh, can you believe these 7th and 8th year wrestlers in college? It's like, yeah, but like, have any of them, literally any of them, done well? And I don't think so. I want to say no. I think they've all gotten worse.
I mean, yeah, you consider like Jaden Ironman's final year. I mean, yeah, okay, injury, but still,
yeah.
that
I
plays
mean,
back.
that's maybe a video we could do
Demetrius Romero.
in the 8 seasons. Him and the heavyweight from Maryland, Jaron Smith. 8
Oh
seasons.
yeah, Jaron Smith. Yeah,
Unbelievable. Yeah, we could probably compile a list of guys who have pushed it to their 7th, 8th season.
Kemmerer.
Yeah.
At that
Got the
point,
title.
you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and be like, all right, I had my fair shake. I tried, but this isn't it.
Caleb Young, most of Iowa's team.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't talked about Caliendo over Olenek because you guys picked Olenek.
Yes.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
was definitely
I did.
surprised that the margin of victory that Caliendo had. Like he
Took him
clearly
down
did what I
twice.
thought Olenek was going to do to Caliendo.
Took him down twice. One was a slick duck under, and then the other one was just straight on shot. I mean,
And Olenek's usually the one that's like the slick, savvy guy. So he
didn't
got
work.
outdone in every position, it seems.
Yeah, Caliendo looked good. It's always baffling when these Iowa guys look really good against other teams, and then when they wrestle Penn State, I don't know if it's like Penn State's just that much better or the styles clash or something. Because I remember Messenbrink just, Caliendo was just flat against Messenbrink. I don't know if I don't know what it is, but even Franek looked better today against Teague Travis. He was basically
Maybe
at
they're
Mason.
getting ready to peak.
Yeah,
Could
hey,
be.
maybe they figured out the formula finally.
Yeah, yeah.
How
Don't
about
peak for the duel, peak for the postseason.
how about Jordan Williams? We picked him. Got it done against Voinovich.
Voinovich.
Yeah.
They put him out against his old team to be like, hey, we'll show you, and then he loses.
Yeah, Voinovich freaking.
We will not be seeing him in the postseason. We will see
Probably
Caleb
not.
Rothschild.
Yeah, I find it very funny that they threw out Voinovich.
But
It was like one of the only wins of I think it was like one of the only wins of the night for Oklahoma State.
Yes, yeah.
If they put out Ratchy, they probably would have had almost a clean sweep.
yeah, I mean,
besides Plot and RB and Fix.
Dayton Fix, yeah, because Blazier got it done at 97.
Yeah, he did.
You mean the two matches where they were heavily favored?
Yeah, the only matches they were expected to win, and even then, neither of them were bonus points.
Yeah.
Gabe Arnold loses a 5-1 match, and Teske keeps it to a decision.
Well, I think John Smith was saying something like, hey, that team's been battle tested. We have not been. And this is a wake-up call because we got to get our act together. So they got to get it together.
They got it. I mean, they were coming on hot. They were looking good, but I think this is just like, okay, back to reality for Oklahoma State. And, back to reality for Iowa. It's like, hey, we're still a dog. Like, we're not going anywhere.
I'm telling you, they're coming.
They're still looking for that national runner-up.
Yes, so hey, that's theirs. No one can take that from them.
We take second better than anybody.
To round out the weekend, I got to give out a shout out to Richie Figueroa.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, proven why in the preseason he was toted so high.
I think we had ranked him number 1 in the preseason.
Oh, we did. Yeah. Preseason Cactus ranking.
Richie we knew all along.
Number 1.
Yeah, this is, it just took him some time to gain his bearings, and then
we were right all along.
He goes out and beats Caleb Smith and Luke Stanek, number 2 and number 5.
Yeah, that's a hell of a weekend.
In back-to-back matches too. Like at 125, I don't think we've seen back-to-back big wins like that yet.
Yeah.
2 and 5? Yeah, that's substantial.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Figs is re-entering the conversation after spending the entire season in obscurity.
I think he was injured for a while. I wonder if he's.
Well, and he also lost
Yeah,
like
he
once or
did.
twice. That was like, okay, Figs is not the guy.
Hey, it just took a while for him to find himself. That was all. And then we
Mm.
see number 3, um, Cooper Flynn lose to Jacob Camacho.
Eamon
Yeah,
called it.
Eamon knows. Eamon knows wrestling.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, when's the last time we saw number 2, number 3, and number 5 lose to like double-digit ranked guys this late in the
Yeah,
season?
Yeah, that's true. Also, this is the only weight class that many guys are getting knocked off. Like no other
I'm
weight
telling
is
you, bro.
having 3 in the top 5 go down.
I
I
can't
think it.
wait for us to fill out the bracket for 125 because you might as well not even look at the seedings. Like
I'm just gonna
there's
put all the names
no
random draw.
zero chance it's going for chalk. Zero
Well,
chance.
I think he's going to do random draw, except for Davis is going to take first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Davis. He's
That
going
that's
all
that's,
the way.
that's Mike's bracket there. Davis for first. All right, now let's see the rest.
How about what was I say? Big weekend for Lou Dupre.
Yeah, I
Oh
beat
yeah, that
David
was a good win.
Cardenas.
Yeah, pretty good 7-3 win.
And he
And
Um,
wants that EIWA title.
oh yeah.
and we can't miss Kyle Parko taking out Rich Lovett.
That one,
Well,
honestly, I've struggled to wrap my head
I
around
was
that.
about to say there's a
Parko's the
lot of
guy that did that.
controversy from that. There's a lot of I watch the match. There's a lot of controversial stall calls.
There
Yeah.
were, yeah, but they gave him to both guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear some like commenters' perspective and like, what did you guys think of the match? Um, because from even just what I was watching and what I was seeing from other people, a lot of controversy surrounding that match.
I mean, Ridge Lovett walked him out of bounds, and yet he got hit for stalling and gave up a point from it.
Yeah. Hey, can you stop?
Is that how it
So
works?
I don't know, but Ridge has not been, you know, a go-getter on his feet. Like he hasn't been getting to his offense.
Yeah.
And one takedown against a top guy like Parko, that's the match. So hopefully he can figure it out come postseason. But
I
hey,
still just I can't believe that Parko's the guy that beats Ridge. Like he's
hey,
the one that gave Ridge a loss.
he's that
Like
guy.
Parko's lost several times, and it's just especially after like the All-Star Classic, watching what Van Ness did to Parko.
It's true. That's
How
true.
about what else is
But
a big one? How about Will Feldkamp losing to a backup?
What, Missouri?
Hawks?
Yeah,
I
Colton
thought Hawks was a
Hawks.
starter.
I didn't. Is he?
Yeah, I think
Hawks
He's
is a national qualifier.
he's unranked right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
he was a national qualifier last year.
Well, Clayton
Mm,
Whiting, I think, or is yeah, I think
I
Whiting.
thought he. I thought he. I haven't followed Mizzou super close this year. I thought he was a backup.
I think Whiting's the
I mean,
starter.
he may be the backup, but he definitely was a national qualifier last year.
That's that
Does that make
depth.
him,
That's that
make him
depth.
good enough to beat Will Feldkamp?
Yes. So maybe he will be the starter once again
Mm.
after that.
Oh yeah.
How about Fishback?
How
Yeah,
about him?
PJ Stewart.
Say
TJ
woo.
Stewart. Man, he looked good too. I mean, he lifted him up, picked him up like he was nothing. I think
TJ
that's
Stewart
that.
was.
I think that's that Micaiah Lewis effect. Training with him, practice partner.
He's very Mackay-esque. I mean, he's got a lot of the same athletic ability where you're like, wow, look how strong, explosive, you know, super good background. TJ Stewart was, a top wrestler for Blair, but I kind of talked to you guys off camera is that he had issues that coaches were not interested in. Supposedly attitude issues, missing weight. Uh, some people said he was lazy as a high school wrestler, even in the Blair room. And I think that kind of held him back. But now he's kind of saying, okay, it's a wake up call to be in college. I have the potential if I want to seize it. It's there for me to take. I have a great practice partner in Mecca. And I have coaches that want to see me succeed. So I'm either going to rise to the challenge or be another one of those, oh, I wonder whatever happened to that guy. So,
Yeah. Well, he made some noise this weekend.
yeah.
Nonetheless.
I tell you, this is one of the most exciting weekends in college wrestling. Drop a comment down below. What was your favorite part of the weekend. What do you think about Penn State, Carter, Iowa, all these upsets, 125? Let us all know in the comments down below. Like this video, share it, subscribe it, tell your friends. This is Cactus Wrestling. Oh, man, that is a way to end it. Special effects. Thanks for watching. We are Cactus Wrestling, and we'll see you next time on our next video.